But as you're going to find out in another minute, I'm handing the reins of both of these trees over to a more important entity. And that's the good news I'm going to share with you here in a second. But first, hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Matt with M32 Outdoors. We just had some huge flooding. Actually, it's still currently going on. Sheboygan Dam's about ready to breach. Croton Hardy Dam downstate's about ready to breach. The Bel Air Dam's about ready to breach. We have flooding in Ellsworth, flooding in Roscommon. Maybe not Roscommon. But we have lots of flooding going on, so I was worried about my property out here. And, you know, chestnut trees hate wet feet, so I wanted to see how the flooding was back here, and it's not bad. We're going to check out the American chestnut trees that I have planted out here. We're going to check out the Chinese chestnut trees, the black walnut trees, the red and white oak trees, the apple trees, which are back behind me on these tubes back here. But yeah, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance today, and I'm going to show you around. It's April 17th, 2026. All right, we're up here at the East Knoll plot, and there's 6 trees planted up here. 2 of them are the Dunstan, which is what, 95% American with a little bit of Chinese mixed in, but the other 4 are my American chestnut trees. Check it out. So you're not going to see much green yet because its buds are just starting to open up. So what I'm going to do today is drop some fertilizer on right around each of these trees. Both the American, the Chinese, and my black walnut, and my oak, and my apple trees. So today, I'm not going to pull the tubes up and clean them off just yet. I'm going to wait for bud break for them to open up, and then I'll do maintenance then. But today, I'm going to drop fertilizer around each of these tubes. And what I'm going to show you next on the American is the 2 big trees in my neighborhood, the 2 giants in my woods. I'll take you there next. This is just a triple 12 fertilizer. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit around each tree. Not a whole lot, but it's imperative to do this just before the buds open up. And I can see some of the buds starting to get green, but they're not opening yet, so time is of the essence, which means now is perfect. All right, I got these 10 hybrid chestnut trees done. I got the 4 apple trees behind me done. I go to the South Ridge lot and then the East Knoll lot next. I also brought out with me 4 hybrid chestnut trees and 4 apple trees I'm going to plant. I don't know about the chestnut trees. I might just leave them over here for now because I really don't have a place just yet. I want to see if all my trees wake up. And I don't know if they've all woken up or not because I don't see green happening on all the buds yet. So I don't know if I need to replace any, so I'm just going to leave these out here in their little containers over here. But the apple trees I'm going to go plant. So the game plan here is to get these 4 apple trees kind of lined up. If I keep the branches off it, then I'll still have a shooting lane. The idea is I'm going to put a big stand on stilts over here in the trees, overlooking the South Ridge, the back garden, these apple trees as well. And later on I might put more apple trees over on that side, but for today I'm going to plant these 4, and this is what they look like. That's what they look like. I had to do the thumbnail, you know. These small little seedling trees is 2 inches by 2 inches, and they're only 3 inches deep. So I don't need to dig a giant hole. What a perfect time to put these in. Look at these roots. Beautiful. I bought a 50-pack of Pro Tube tree tubes. So I still have a bunch in my garage at home, but I didn't bring any out today. So hopefully rabbits and deer don't help themselves with these apple trees, but we'll find out. I have more at home. I got over 75 apple seedlings at home. Two different varieties, a yellow apple and a red apple. Nothing special about either one of them. I'm just calling them deer apples for apple orchards and food plots, and just on the edge of people's properties for feeding the wildlife legally. See what I did there? I probably shouldn't fertilize these this year anyway, but I am. All right, that's about enough maintenance orchard for today. It's getting hot out. I have other plans back at home, but I'll come back out and do another update when things start to really green up. Take another inventory of my trees, and then probably plant those 4 hybrid Chinese that I brought out here. Okay, next I'll take you to the 2 giants that live in our woods. Okay, apparently I didn't get all of the burrs off of this tree. I thought they had all fallen by the mid-October last fall, but looking on the ground, I missed a lot because there's a lot of burrs on the ground that I didn't pick up last fall. So the last 2 years I picked up every burr that fell off this tree and looked at all the nuts. By the looks of things, I missed a lot. Take a look. Okay, as you can tell, I didn't get all the burrs, and that's my fault. I thought I got them all, but apparently there was still a lot up on the tree when I thought they had all fallen, so my bad. Okay, so this is the first tree, and as you just saw in the footage, it's doing very well. I didn't get any nuts last fall that passed the float test. They all look shriveled up, so now that I'm looking at this, all the rest of these burrs that fell later in the fall, I think I really missed the boat on this one, because the ones that fell early are probably the ones that just weren't fully developed. But then there's all the rest of these burrs. There's probably 100 burrs. Yeah, I'd say a solid 100 on the ground. And I don't remember how many I picked up here last fall. But then I also found that other tree. So that's exciting news as well, and I'll take you over to that tree next. But yeah, I dropped the ball on this. I thought I'd gotten all the burrs. All summer, I kept watching the crown of this tree. And this tree, all the branches that have the burrs are way at the top, because this is in a solid forest, and there's no side branching with burrs or catkins. They're all right up at the top, and by the looks of things, I really dropped the ball. And I apologize about that, because I thought I'd gotten them all. Okay, I'll take you over to the other tree. And this one is by far a bigger tree, and I didn't realize that it had a second one growing right off the base down here, this one. But the diameter of this tree is still massive, and it goes up, I don't know, 80 to 100 feet. Probably taller than that. It's probably closer to 100 feet. Anyways, I can't even wrap my arms around this one. That's how big this is. And there's a lot of burrs on the ground, which I knew that last fall when we discovered this tree. But again, no buds are coming out on it. It's still early. I mean, it's April 19th today. And I just thought I'd give you another update on these trees. These 2 Americans are awesome. They're about 200 yards apart from each other. And I'm gonna keep an eye on them again this summer and throughout the year. But as you're going to find out in another minute, I'm handing the reins of both of these trees over to a more important entity. And that's the good news I'm going to share with you here in a second. But first, And this tree, which is the one I just found, I'm going to show you exactly where it's at. Those of you that are from this area will know immediately where I am and how close this is. I mean, the tree's right over my shoulder. But those of you that know what this building is, there's the reveal of where this tree is located. And just to give you a better perspective, this is on the property of East Jordan High School, which is behind me. So you got the library there, and then the pool building, but then this entrance here. So you'll know exactly where that tree is on this property. I'm going to take you to one more location that'll also reveal the location of the other tree. This is the trailhead of the Browns Creek pathway on the east side of East Jordan High School. So the property of both of these trees is either on school property or City of East Jordan property. Either way, it's public property where these locations are. I'm sorry, where these trees are located on this property. But both of them are on this Browns Creek pathway property, which is probably school property, which also very well may be city property. But I'm going to come over here to this other little map, and I'm going to show you approximately. So this is the map of Browns Creek pathway, which is maintained by the Top of Michigan Mountain Bike Association, TOMMBA.org. We are right here on this map, and the school is right here. So there's this whole bike path that goes for miles and miles and miles, but this is the Browns Creek Valley, where Browns Creek cuts through. And up here by this number 6, on this path that's up over here, that cuts down through here, that other tree is located right about there, just on the edge of this path, like right there. But what I want to reveal to you is I emailed a personal friend of mine at the MSU, the Michigan State University Extension Office in Bel Air, and they oversee a lot of the forestry stuff. He gave me an email to a professor of entomology at Michigan State University. I emailed her, explained these trees, the whole situation about blight resistance, blight, and the furtherance of American chestnut trees. Told her I had 5 viable nuts 2 falls ago, and 4 of those 5 are growing in my personal orchard. But she responded back with a 5-paragraph email, and in that email she gave me the name to a DNR, a state of Michigan official, who I believe he is part of forestry, basically forestry of health with the DNR office in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and passed my information on to him. And that person emailed me back information asking if it's okay for him to pass my information on to some other people that are interested in these trees for blight resistance, for propagation of more American chestnut trees, and I am currently awaiting more information to come in that way. But I have passed the baton on and have revealed these locations to them through an email. Also the links to my YouTube page. They all will be watching this YouTube video as well. So there you have it. The location of my 2 giants in my woods, my neighborhood woods. I didn't want to reveal the location because I didn't want other people going in there and flipping the burrs around and messing with things, and then vandalism and all that. I don't think people would do that, but that's always a concern of mine, and just keeping it hush hush until I get it in the right hands. And you know me, I'm a tinkerer. I like getting out and doing things on my own, and my love for the American chestnut and the Chinese chestnut and blight resistant trees. I mean, that's the goal. And at the bottom of my emails, I had put, for the better future of the American chestnut tree, I passed on that information. So there you have it. Again, this is Matt with M32 Outdoors, where trees, wildlife, outdoorsmen, and in this case, Browns Creek Pathway, City of East Jordan, Michigan meet. See you on the next one.